Welcome to episode 5 of Liquid Velvet Literature with your host, the Midnight Mauler. All right. Welcome to episode 5 of Liquid Velvet Literature here on Prose Radio. Thought we'd go into the weekend with a quote by Miller. Fred Ward absolutely nailed the part of Miller in Henry and June, but I have to say my favorite Fred Ward movie is and will always be Uncommon Valor, because I'm a huge fan of that 80s warm redemption style Velveeta, oozing down a Hobie half shirt and dripping onto my swatch. And in the vein of good feelings, warm feelings, I want to read these two pieces from prose that were both eloquent and vivid. The first one is in the Poetry and Free Verse portal, and it was found on the Spotlight page. This is Mariah with True North. Set adrift, lost again, mere starlight to guide, gazing upward, holding fast to hope. This battered vessel may still find its way upon your shore. Beautiful, just beautiful. So much said in so few words. And this one is by a writer named frankgainey, a beautifully written piece about the changing of a season, but also something more, and it's called The Last Leaf of Autumn. I remember the day the last leaf fell. It was a chilly autumn afternoon, the kind that whispered of the coming winter. Apart from one obstinate leaf clinging to an ancient oak tree, the park, which had once been a vibrant symphony of reds, oranges, and yellows, had become a muted backdrop. I sat on a weathered bench, my gaze fixed on that solitary leaf. It felt like a kindred spirit, holding on when all else had to go. The wind was gentle but insistent, a hushed lullaby urging it to join its fallen companions. As a child, I'd always been fascinated by the autumn leaves. Their transformation seemed like magic, but that day it was different. That day the leaf was more than a fragment of nature. It was a symbol of resilience, of the beauty in holding on, and the courage in finally letting go. People passed by, some alone, some with others, but none seemed to notice the leaf. It was just a small part of a larger scene, a detail in a bigger story. Yet, to me, it was the story. A gust of wind, stronger than the rest, swept through the park. I held my breath, watching as the leaf quivered, clung, and then, with a grace that felt almost intentional, let go. As it danced its way to the ground, twirling and fluttering in the air, I felt a strange sense of peace. It was as if the leaf was teaching me a lesson about the beauty of endings, about the inevitable cycle of life, and about how letting go can be the ultimate act of strength. I stood up, ready to leave, but not before I looked at where the leaf had landed. It lay there, amidst its peers, indistinguishable yet exceptional. In that moment, I realized that sometimes the most significant stories are the ones that seem the smallest, the ones about a single leaf in a vast, unending autumn.